this is Jamie Maggart. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. It's Pinterest inspired. There were several different varieties or variations. But this is most similar to Mary Thompson, I believe. And I just cased it pretty much, except I think hers has a mouth, and I just did. Let's show you what I came up with. Okay, so I need a scrap of black, a scrap of balmy blue, or any blue that you want to use for your eye. I have 2 pieces of Blushing Bride, and this one is 2 by 4 inches, and this is just a scrap so I can punch out the nose and the eye out of. I have a 3 by 3 inch square of Real Red and a 3/4 inch by 4 1/4 inch strip of Real Red. I have a scrap, this one I might not need, but I have 3 by 4 1/4 inch piece of Whisper White. I have a 2 by 4 1/4 inch piece of Whisper White and a 3/4 by 4 1/4 inch piece of Whisper White. And then I have my card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Excuse me. And then I'm going to be using an embossing folder. This is not a Stampin' Up! One. This is a Sizzix Swirl. Swirls and Curls embossing folder from Stampin' Up! It's retired, but that would probably work as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is right now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop these 3 pieces of Whisper White into this embossing folder and go run it through my machine. You could do it before. I just found it easier to cut it first, because when it was embossed it wanted to tear the paper instead of cut the paper in spots. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here and run it through my machine, and I will be right back. Okay, I've got those. And this one I'm going to place aside. These 2 I'm going to leave here, or this one. Okay. Now, I have some various punches, 1 3/4, 1 inch, 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and then just a little 1/4 inch circle punch. So, where'd that little black piece go? I had a little black piece. There it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and punch these. So I'm going to punch out 2 of these little black circles. It's going to be the pupils of the eyes. Alright, and that's with the little 1/4 inch. With the 1/2 inch, I'm going to punch out 2 blue circles, and that's going to be for the colored part of the eyes. Okay. Okay. Now, the 1 3/4 inch circle. In this piece, I'm going to cut out 1 3/4 inch circle. Okay. Then I'm going to cut out 2 of the 1 inch circles. Okay, then I'm going to bring in the 3/4 inch circle punch and a scratch paper, and I'm going to cut out 2 of those. Okay, let's put those with these. Okay, now out of this scrap, I'm going to cut out 1 1 inch. And it just makes it. And then I need 1 of the 3/4 inch. Okay. So we've got that one, I've got that one, I've got that one. Alright, I think I have all my pieces of those. Now this piece, the 3-inch square, I'm going to bring in my cutter. These pieces I put piled on top of it. And I'm going to cut it in half diagonally from corner to corner. So line up those corners in your groove. Corner to corner. Alright. And cut it. Okay, we only need one of them. The other one is a scrap. Alright, so we're going to start on the front of our card with the 3/4 inch strip of red. I'm going to go ahead and use my wet glue because it gives me a little bit of wiggle room. I don't need a lot of glue, but you want enough so that it stays down. And that's going to go at the top edge of the card, right at the top. Okay, and I'm going to take the 3/4 inch strip that I embossed. Oh, I'm going to hold on to that for a second. I want this one. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I just lost one of my pupils. I'm going to butt this one up against the bottom of that one. And this is the 2 by 4 1/4 inch piece. Right up against that. Okay, now this one is going to get placed over the top of that fold. Decide which side you want up, which side you want down, and then just, so you're going to have a little bit of like a 1/4 inch or so, or 1/2 inch of the red showing. Just got glue on here. Let's erase that. Alright, now the beard piece is going to go down here in the bottom. Butt it up with the bottom of the card. And it's going to go over the top of the edge of that blushing bride just a little tiny bit. Whoops. Okay. Alright, now this 1 3/4 inch circle, we need to cut in half. Bring in my snips. Just going to cut it in half. Okay. Now this larger 1 inch piece of blushing bride, I'm going to bring in the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. And I'm going to pick a side that is a little less round, and I'm going to just tuck in just a tiny little bit of it, like that. And I'm going to punch it. That's going to give me my nose. Okay, I'm going to put a dimensional on that. Bring those in. Put dimensionals on the back of these. Okay, so we're going to figure out where we're going to put our nose. Let's put it about here, I think. I want it a little bit more towards this side because once you put your hat on, you still want room for the eyes. Okay, now take the backs off of these ones. You want the cut side up, and we're going to tuck one end under the nose, just a little bit. Like that. Okay. Now one of these is going to get glued to the end of this. Let's go ahead and do that. Put a little bit of glue on there. Stick that on there. That's the pom-pom on the tree, on the hat. And you want to push it over as a little bit past the, you don't want too much hanging off this edge because this is going to be the edge of the card, so that'll hang off the edge of your card. Okay, I'm going to put glue just on the top of this hat, just on that edge, and then that's going to get lined up on this corner here. Like that. Okay, now let's go ahead and assemble the eyes. I'm going to take the little blue spot, a little dot of glue on the back, a dot of glue. Now I'm leaving like a 1/16 of an inch on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Now we're going to put our pupils on. I'm going to punch another pupil because I punch. Knock the other one on the floor. Okay, you don't want them direct center because then he looks like he's like totally fried. Play with them how you think you want your eyes. I'm going to take this other blushing bride circle and cut it in half. Those are going to be his eyelids. And again, play with it, figure out where you want to put them. I put it right over the top, on the top. Okay, and then this last one I'm cutting in half again. And a little bit of curly on both sides. So, okay, and then I'm just going to round this corner a little bit and curl and do a little bit of a like a little curve on this center, like that. So I'm just going to round this end, go make it like a kidney bean, I guess. Okay, so I'll bring him in. Put some glue on the back of the eye. Figure out where we want the eye to be. Again, depending on how you put his eyes, depends on if he looks like a grumpy one or however you want to put him. Let's play with it, and then we'll put an eyebrow above his eye. Okay. Now I'm going to take Ho Sentiment. It is from Perfectly Plaid. I'm going to stamp that on the inside with Memento. There you go. Oh, his eyebrow disappeared. Where'd it go? Ink on him. Oh, well, there you go. There's the card we just made together. Here's the one I did previously. Well, thank you for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper. Now on this one I did take a white gel pen and add a highlight to his eyes. Or you could add a little blush on his nose or on his cheeks. Well, thanks. Have a great rest of your day.